So from shloka number 85, so what we have seen, let me share the recording. Yeah. So up until shloka number 84, the coat type, the avaranam that is made up of precious gems was described, and also the avarana that is made up of manastattvam is described. So I said, so previously what we have seen all the sthula, and as we go inside, it is going to be more sukshma, and all the devis who are coming, normally we don't hear about those devis, in our normal day-to-day life. It is only these devis are very, very important for, Ambal Upasana, Shakta Upasana, or a Sri Vidhyopasana, etc. So actually in shloka number 82, it was told that after the precious gems, Manomaya Kottai is present. Tasyaina Vahana Yojana Dure, Vande Manomayam Vapram, Ankuran Manikiranam Antarakakshancha Nirmala Manayoho. So there is a Manomaya Kottai, and in between the precious gems and Manomaya Kottai, we saw, there is a Amrita Vapi. That is what we saw in the last class, Manasarovar and all we saw, right? So there is a Vapi, there is a huge water body which is not made up of normal water, but there is an Amrita Vapi, and in the Amrita Vapi, there are a lot of flowers are there. There are a lot of animals are there, and all those description is being is continuing in shloka number 85 as well. Kuruvindatmaka hallaka koraka sushama samuha patalitam kalaye sudhasvarupam kandalitam antakairava modam. So there is going to be lot of flowers, sengalanir flower and sengalanir poo அப்படின்லாம் சொல்லுவோம் இல்லையா. So தாமரை பூ, செங்கழுநீர் பூ, அந்த பூவெல்லாம் அங்க இருக்கான் அந்த அமிர்த வாட்டியில. So all those flowers which are normally found in a water body, they all are there. And tad vapikantarale, tatu vapika antarale, in between, in the middle of that water body, what is there? Tarale manipota simni viharanti sindura patalangi Sita Kiranankura Kalpita Vatamsa. Ambal, there is a Ambal called as Tara. So that Tara Devi is present in the middle of that water body. So in the middle of the water body, there is going to be, some boat kind of thing, right? Nobody can sit in water. So in the middle of that Vapika, there is a boat, and that boat is made up of precious gems. Tat vapikantarale tarale manipota simni viharanti. It is made up of lot of money. And in that vodam, in that boat that is made up of all the Ratna, Ambal is present. Tara Devi is present. How is she? Sindura Patalangi. Ambal is having nice red color. Imagine a huge water body that is made up of amritam, none other than amritam, not water, not milk, nothing, but that is made up of amritam. And in the middle of that amrita sagaram, there is a nice boat that is made up of ratna, and inside that boat, Ambal Tara Devi is present. So who is Tara? We have to see a little bit of that, and then we will come into the shloka. So, and then we will come into the Arya Dushati. In Shakta worship, there is a mode of worship called as Dasamaha Vidya. Some people might have heard that. So Sri Vidya is one type of worship of Ambal. Dasamaha Vidya means Ambal, just like how Mahavishnu has got 10 avatars, these are 10 aspects of Ambal. In fact, among tantras, they will say each Mahavidya, there are 10 Mahavidyas and there are 10 avatars, right? Each Mahavidya will represent one avatara of Mahavishnu, they will say. So this Dasa Mahavidya is 10 aspects of Ambal: Tara, Kali, Chinnamasta, Shodashi, Kamalatmika. So these are called as Dasha Dhumavati. You might have heard some of these names. Even if you have not heard, it is okay. Normally, it is only reserved for people who are into the Shakta mode of worship. And Tara, Ambal Tara, is one of the major Dasa Mahavidya. Ambal Tara is one of the Dasa Mahavidya. In fact, Ambal Tara is also worshipped by Buddhists. Tara is also worshipped by Buddha people who are following Buddhism. Normally, people will think Buddhism is anti-Vaidika, which is also true. Buddhists, they don't accept Vedas. They don't accept Veda as a pramana. That is why Buddhism is called as a Nastika Darshana. Normally, we have a definition, Astika and Nastika. We normally will think people who believe in God are Astika. People who don't believe in God are Nastikas. That is what we normally think, but it is not so. In olden days, Astika and Nastika are defined as people who believe in Vedas. They are called as Astikas. People who do not believe in Vedas, they are called as Nastikas. There are people who will believe in Vedas, but who will not believe in Bhagavan, who will not believe in Ishvara. Those darshanas exist. They will believe in Vedas, but for them, there is no need for Bhagavan. So there are some darshanas, they exist, only because of Adi Shankaracharya. We don't know about a lot of these darshanas. Even those darshanas are classified under Astika Darshana because they believe in Vedas. But Buddhism, Jainism, Charvakam, there is a Charvaka, Lokayatana. These are all darshanas who do not believe in Vedas themselves. They all are kind of offshoot of Hinduism, offshoot of Sanatana Dharma, but they don't believe in Vedas. That is why those darshanas are classified as Nastika darshanas. So Buddhism is one of the Nastika darshanas. But even Buddhists, they believe in certain deities, and Tara is one of those deities. Tarambika, Ambal Tara, is believed even by Buddhism. If you have heard news, if you follow news, when COVID started, when this COVID pandemic started, Dalai Lama, we all know Dalai Lama, right? Dalai Lama is the spiritual head for Tibetan Buddhists. Just like how we have, all the Mathadipatis, Dalai Lama is the spiritual head for Tibetan Buddhism, and they believe in Tantra and that. They don't accept Vedas, but they believe in Tantra. In fact, they worship the same God, most of the same gods that we worship as well. And Dalai Lama said, in order to be comfortable during the COVID time, in order to protect yourself from COVID, you have to worship Ambal Tara. In fact, the Mula Mantra of Tara that we say and the Mula Mantra of Tara that the Buddhists say, they all are same. I don't want to tell the Mula Mantra, but he in fact prescribed the Tara's Mula Mantra. But because he did not know, because they don't use Sanskritam, they use Pali, there is a corrupted form of Tara's Mula Mantra that he wanted all of his followers to chant. But he asked them to chant the Mula Mantra of Tara. I'm just telling this because Tara is very, very important in both Buddhism and in Sanatana Dharma. In fact, if we take Tantra Granthas, if we take, our Tantra Granthas, which we follow, which Hindus follow, there Tara is said to be worshipped. Some people is said to be worshipping Tara using China Achara. China Achara, Achara that is coming from China, because Buddhism is flourishing. Buddhism was flourishing in China, Tibet, and in those regions, right? So Ambal Tara is said to be worshipped using the Achara, is using said to be worshipped using the mode that is normally used by Chinese people. So China Chara. There is also a temple for Tara Devi in Bengal. I think it is called as Tara Peeth. It is one of the Shakti Peeth. So this Ambal that I'm showing here is the picture of Ambal Tara from the Tara Peeth. And the very peculiar thing in that temple is that they have the holy pada of Ambal. So so here you can see there are going to be 2 feet, and they will worship these feet as the feet of Ambal Tara herself. So Tara is a very important deity. We don't know about these Ambal because they are not famous here in the South India or in the mainstream this thing. But once you go into Shaktism, once you go into Sri Vidyopasana, once you go into the Tantra mode of worship, Ambal Tara is very, very famous, and Ambal Tara is present in that Amritavapi. And what is she doing? How does she look? It says Parvendu Bimba Vadanam. Parva Indu Bimba Vadanam. Parvakala, Paurnami is called as a Parvakala. Ambal's face is as bright as Chandran, is as bright as Purna Chandra. Pallava Shonadhara Spurita Hasam. Pallava. Pallava means leaf. Pallava Shonadhara Spurita Hasam. Even if we say neem tree, we can see neem tree. Neem leaf is going to be green in color. But Pallava means that young leaf, that, Tulirna Tamil solluvom. I don't know the English translation for that, but that leaf that has just born, it is going to be red in color. It won't be green in color. Only when the leaf matures, it will be green in color. But the leaf that has just born, it will be slightly reddish in color. Ambal's face, Ambal's Vadanam, Ambal's lips is that kind of reddish in color. Pallava Shona. Shona means red. Ambal's Adharam, Ambal's lips are that red in color. Red as the just born leaf. Spurita Hasam, and Ambal is doing Mandahasa with that red color. Red color lips. Even in this picture, you can see the lips are painted red in color. And Kutila Kabarim Kurangi Shushunayanam Kundalas Purita Gandam. And Ambal is having Kutila Kapatim Kurangi Shishunayanam. Ambal is having nice curly hairs, and Ambal's eyes, Kurangi Shushunayanam. Ambal's eyes, Tara Ambal's eyes is as beautiful as the eyes of a deer. Manoda kannu romba அழகா இருக்குமா. ஏன்னா அது அப்படியே மலங்க பார்த்துட்டே இருக்கும். அந்த மாதிரி அம்பாளுடைய கண்ணு என்னன்னா மலங்க பார்த்துட்டே இருக்குங்கிறதுனால மான் போன்று கண்களை உடையவள். குண்டலஸ் புரித்த கண்டாம். And Ambal is wearing kundala on her ears, and the ratnam, the reflection from the kundala. Ambal's kundala is getting reflected in her cheeks. Lalita Sahasranama also, same type of description comes. Ambal's cheeks are very shiny. So Ambal's kundalam gets reflected in Ambal's cheeks. So that is how Tara Ambal is present in that vodam. It is present in that, boat made up of Ratna. And what is she doing? Nikatastha Pota Nilayaha Shakti Shaya Vidruta Hema Shringa Jalaihi Parishinchantim Paristaram Tarunya Garvitam Vande. And Ambal is having Go Shringam. Shringam means kombu, horn. She is having horn of a cow. Cow's horn is there, like matoda kombu. And the cow's horn she is having, And what is she doing? She is taking that Amritam that is surrounding the boat. She is taking that Amritam that is surrounding the boat with the Goshringam, and she is playfully sprinkling that Amritam onto those Shaktis who are surrounding the Ambal. This Ambal, it looks as if Ambal is playing. Normally, what will we do? If we are in a boat, we will normally sprinkle that water who is present, who is normally present in front of us, right? In the same way, Ambal is also not sprinkling the water, but she is sprinkling the Amritam, and she is not sprinkling with her hand. She is having a Goshringam. She is having a cow's horn, and she is sprinkling that water. She is sprinkling that Amritam with the cow's horn. To be very honest, until last week, I did not know why Ambal was doing, why Ambal was sprinkling with cow's horn. What is the significance of cow's horn? I did not know. Normally, people use cow's horn to do Abhishekam for Parameshwara. In Dharma Shastra, it is said that when you do Abhishekam for a Shivalingam with a cow's horn, you will have cow's horn. On the bottom of that horn, you will put a hole, and then when you put milk or water, it is said to be very auspicious if you put milk. And if you put milk on the one end with the wide open end, and if the milk will come out of the narrow end of that horn, and then if that milk falls on a Shivalinga, that is, if we do Abhishekam for that Shivalinga, it is said to be very, very auspicious. That is there. But I don't know why Ambal was doing. But yesterday or day before yesterday, I was casually reviewing a Dharma Shastra Pustakam, and in that Pustakam says that as a Prayaschittam, normally when we do something wrong, we have to undergo a Prayaschittam, right? For Prayaschittam, if somebody is considered to be impure, I'm not going into which Papa, all those things, I'm not going to go into that. But for some types of Prayaschittam, even for humans, you can do Abhishekam with Goshringam. You can do Abhishekam. You can sprinkle the water from the Goshringam, and that is supposed to remove papams. That is supposed to remove certain types of papams even for humans. Just like how we say, Shankatirtha Thala Telichinda Pavam Pedum. So if you sprinkle with water that is present in a conch, that is present in a shanka, it is supposed to purify. And if you put some, there are several ways to purify water. If you put some darba grass in water, it purifies the water. It also purifies, the person who takes bath in that water. If you put some amla fruits in water, or if you put some leaves of amla tree in water, and if you take bath in that water, it is supposed to have some purificatory benefits. In the same way, water present in the cow's horn, if you sprinkle the other person, and that person is supposed to be relieved of certain papams. And now I understand, maybe the Tara Devi is purifying all those people who are entering into the Srinagaram. Normally, what are we doing now? COVID, anybody enters into any hotel, they will give some hand sanitizer. You have to sanitize your hand. In the same way, when you want to enter into Ambal's Chintamani Griham, the Tara Devi is present, because now we are at 20, right? Now we are at the 19th Avarana, and Ambal's Chintamani Griham is going to come pretty soon. So the Tara Devi, this is my imagination, the Tara Devi is present near the gate, and she is sprinkling the water to all her devotees so that they will be purified before they enter into Ambal's Chintamani Griham. This is my imagination. Please don't ask any pramanam for that. This is what told in Shloka number 88. And in 89, after you pass through Tara Devi, after you pass through the Manas Avaranam, the Avaranam that is made up of Manas, what is the next compound wall? It is told in Shloka number 89, Pragupta Sankhya Yojana Dure, Pranamami Buddhimaya salam. What comes after manas? Mano buddhi ahankaram chittam, right? Mano buddhi ahankara chittani naham annal nama solrom. அதே மாதிரி இதுலயே விவேக சூடாமணிலேயே we see அன்னமய கோஷா, பிராணமய கோஷா, மனோமய கோஷா, and then புத்தி, intellect, புத்திமய கோஷா, அதெல்லாம் பார்க்கிறோம் இல்லையா? So விஞ்ஞானமய கோஷா, விஞ்ஞானம் is புத்தி. So after the manas avaranam, there is a wall that is made up of buddhi tattvam. So pranamami buddhimaya salam, and in between the manas and buddhi, what is present? Anayoho antara kaksham ashtapada pushtamedinim ruchiram. And the flooring, it is made up of gold. Normally we put flooring with either cement or mud, or if you have more money, you can put Italian marble or granite. But this is Chintamani Griha, right? So the flooring in between the Manomaya and the Buddhimaya Avarana, it is made up of gold. So I offer my namaskara to that floor as well. And in that floor, in that space, in between the Mano and Buddhi space, what is present? Kadambari Nidhanam Kalayami Anandavapikam Tasyam Shonashma Nivaha Nirmita Shobhana Shreni Shobhamana Tatim. And in between that, in that golden floor, there is a huge well. Kenarunu nama Tamilல சொல்லுவோம். Well. In the huge well is there. Normally, if we have kenaru in our house or in a village, you will have some steps to get into the well, right? In the same way, even this well is having steps. But what kind of steps is that? It is having the சேப்பு நிறத்துல red color stone. Maragada stone madri, there is a precious stone which is red in color. So that red color stone, it acts as the wall for the well. நம்ம கிணறுலாம் இருந்தா ஒரு கிணத்துல ஒரு கரை இருக்கும், அந்த கரையில இருந்து கீழே இறங்கி போற மாதிரி படிக்கட்டெல்லாம் இருக்கும், நல்லா பெரிய கிணறா இருந்ததுன்னா. அதே மாதிரி இந்த செங்கலா இல்லாம சேப்பு கலர்ல ரத்தினத்தினாலேயே அந்த கிணத்துக்கு கரை வச்சிருக்கா. அந்த ரத்தினத்தினாலேயே அந்த கிணத்துக்கு படியும் வச்சிருக்கா உள்ள போறதுக்கு. Which Ambal is present in that huge well, we will see from the next class. Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Next